doing. You see that guy? I don't know if I caught him on camera, but he's got some kind of like a GPS antenna. Maybe he's taking the grades of the streets here. It's Kebab Central Euros. You know, Greece is a Baltic country. I never even thought about that. Alright, so I don't think I've ever been down this street, so let's do it. So yeah, when you're by yourself too much, you're not helping yourself really. It might be peaceful, but that's not the world we live in, first of all. And I think, you know what, I never considered it. You don't realize how difficult getting older is when you're young. I mean, I know I was probably way too harsh on my mom for the things that she was going through. Which when you're, you know, just everything about getting older. Maybe you don't hear as well. Maybe you don't see as well. Maybe your body's feeling. This is a petrol station. Just like right there. It's kind of interesting. Alright, maybe I have been here before. We're a bit north from where I live. So lots of swans. And this boat here, this is obviously some kind of a restaurant because of the bridge. So you know what? This could right here be, I don't know. But this could be where the Danube and the Sava come together. Possibly not. I'm not exactly sure. Oh yeah, because, okay, when I'm looking south, I believe what I see is the hills of Karaburma. So yeah, this is kind of far north. We're just coasting so easily. Let's just check my camera here. Okay, this is a new video. My camera runs for 23 minutes. Or 24, and then it stops that recording, and it makes a new file. Yeah, so anyways, the older I get, the more sympathetic I am towards older people. The other thing is, you know, you never know what people go through. I mean, I went through all kinds of stuff. Bad things happened to me, and it's not because I was a bad person. In fact, total opposite. But I got caught up, people's lies, just an environment that has no mercy, which is basically the entire world. It's a dog-eat-dog world, isn't it? But, okay, see that splav right there? Splav is a barge. Now that one was far further south. It was across from the Kalamagdan. There was a lot of them there when I first got here. And they moved them all north because of Belgrade waterfront expansion. Yeah, so like I was saying before, I think about how we picked our lives. Well, what were we doing, when we're not here? And lots of people say, I watch and I read a lot of this kind of stuff. And the common theme is that, we're in a blissful place, right? In a place that you feel unconditional love. So it's such a perfect spot. It's hard to grow in that. It's wonderful, right? You don't want to move. In fact, I wouldn't have moved from the property I had if it wasn't for trauma or turbulent times, let's just say. I didn't want to. I was kind of forced to. So I suppose we come here knowingly that the environment here is kind of dog-eat-dog. We see how we do. And the end results of your life is something you carry with you. And supposedly we might have already had 1,000 lives, maybe more, maybe less. Also, I hear that some souls, they don't want to come here. They choose not to because they know what this is. And just so for every human that's here now, you would know that you get to carry that badge of honor of completing the human experience in what some people say is one of the most difficult realms to experience. Okay, hold on. I'll turn around here a little bit. So this is the Danube route, the Eurovelo 6. It's a bicycle path. It goes all the way to Novi Sad and beyond. Wow. Huh. And you can see it in front of me there, that guy who was selling chestnuts roasting on an open fire. He was sitting in his car smoking. As I rode towards his chestnuts, he perked up. See, everybody has a different experience, right? I know when I was working at Warner Brothers, and I gotta say, I was kind of an asshole looking back on it, but I had to be. That was the environment. That was the only way I could successfully get ahead. Wow. That's a huge remodel going on there on that spot, if you can call it that. I don't know what that is. That's looks like there was a fire, but I don't see any char. Or maybe they're removing it entirely. But that was some kind of a restaurant. So I don't know where the bike path is. I don't think it's this part. I think it's where I just came from. Not so clearly marked. Sorry about that. I wasn't paying attention. Lots of people out strolling. Look at all these riverboats. Shallow draft. Yeah, I think so. Sometimes I'll like to think the person I was before, and I guess I had to be that person in order to have this experience that I'm having now, which is way the opposite. You know, I always had a house, so I always had to maintain my home. I always had a garden. I always had an automobile. I always had a job. And now it's the opposite. Now I live in a flat. Nice flat. But, you know, it's different. You're kind of stuck inside. And I don't have a car here right now. I did. I don't have the income I had once. Especially what I miss a lot. I used to have tools. I was I'm good. I'm a good painter, plumber, electrician, all those things. And I enjoy doing that. And now, living in a flat, you know, I have one little toolbox. And my motivation to do mechanical things is just not there, obviously. So yeah, different life experience. Also, you know, certain things just happen in life, and they happen so easily. Okay, so what's in front of me here, I have a feeling this was the Yugoslavia Hotel, right? I think that's what this was. And they've torn it down, and they're building some amazing waterfront residential spot. Let's take a look. See that? It's just broke. It's kind of weak, I guess. That's a bummer. So when you're budgeting for things, you know, and if you're close to the edge of being able to make it just on your normal bills, and emergencies happen. Things happen. Stuff like this. And now you gotta spend another $15 on something you didn't want to. Now I know not to buy a plastic one. Back in the day, I could have given this to my dad. He would have been able to fix it. He would have been able to make it all out of metal, reproduce it. He was a master machinist, camera machinist for Columbia Pictures. Here's the bike path. Yeah, that's come up a lot lately, it seems like. Not emergencies, but just things that you don't expect to need to pay for. Or you don't want to, that's for sure. And that's how it is. Life, even in the best of times, is difficult. I'm gonna see that. It's a giant hole in the ground. This is a big property. And I can see, it was definitely aging, and to be called the Yugoslavia Hotel, which was like a flagship location, I know it wasn't so nice anymore. So the fact that they're putting it something state of the art here, hopefully the quality is going to be good. And by the looks of these pictures, it's going to be really nice. I'm all for keeping old buildings, but I guess not everything. Old buildings that are impossible to recreate, for sure. And the Yugoslavia Hotel was not that. Vinny. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I don't know what's happening over here, but we gotta go check it out. Is that the Kinks? Music playing? Oh, this is a dog show. I'm not gonna get too close. Or is it? I don't know what this is. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Exactly. So there's been a lot of actor deaths in the news lately. It's... All right. They love their 80s American music here. Billy Idol. Yeah, you know what? And I don't know, what's a long life? And for a man, you're lucky if you get 70 years, right? Or maybe that was a number from a ways back. Now I guess for a man you're lucky if you get 85, you've done a lot. And some people look really good for older than that. I mean, Dick Van Dyke, there's a man. He hit 100 and he's looking really good. And as long as you're healthy and you're not stressed for money, that's another thing. Brings me to these concepts about, yes, we're here in this turmoil of Earth, and we have these systems of governance and ways of facilitating, by trade with money, facilitating, I don't know what you want to call it. It's capitalism. And it seems like capitalism beats communism. But does it have to be either or? I really think that a communistic base with a capitalistic way of an opportunity for achievement is what we want. Because we don't want, it's dog eat dog here, yeah, but I'm so dead against seeing homeless. Bad things happen to people, you never know why. And here, in our society, we just say, yep, too bad for them, until it happens to you. Yeah, too bad for you now, but too bad for them. Hey, we love capitalism, as long as we're doing well. Now, I definitely came here to experience both sides of the story, because that's what's happened to me. And I was probably the guy. I wasn't exactly. I always knew that I didn't like seeing homeless people. And I always knew bad things could happen.